Howdy. Welcome back to A Texan Shaves and Happy New Year. It's January 1 when I'm recording this. It won't come out until the 2nd, but hope you have a great, wonderful start to your new year. Let me know any resolutions or New Year's wishes you have below. I've got one. A lot of you saw it when I posted it, and we'll get to it soon. So, a few announcements before we get into today's video. First off, my very good friend, Doug Lane, however you want to pronounce his first name, finally opened his Etsy shop, Adopted Acres Soap Company. I'm gonna put a picture of his banner up here. Go check it out now. As of me snapping that screenshot of his Etsy page, there were still some, but if you notice, it says 20 carts on both those soaps. I would highly suggest you run over there. You do not want to miss out on this soap. That Cherry Mint Barbershop is exquisite. The Christmas one is wonderful. Don't worry about it being after Christmas. That soap is so good. He's got others planned, and I think there might be a collaboration coming at some point as well. We'll see. But yeah, check it out, guys. I Tech Texan Shaves approved, guys. Honestly, I know I said it before. I did a review of one of his soaps in the past, but this stuff is so good. I placed my order. Second, this is an apology. The stellar gentleman, the dapper gent that sent me the artifact case. I mispronounced his name. For some reason, I went full Irish and called him Patrick O'Grady in my video, in the Advent video where I was showing this. His name is Michael O'Grady. I apologize profusely when he brought it to my attention. I was so embarrassed. I am so sorry, Michael. Michael O'Grady, thank you so much. I normally have names and notes written out when I make videos and tape them to the mirror because I'm old and this isn't working as well as he used to. And it's laughable and embarrassing and funny and sad at the same time. But I wanted to get it right. I meant to mention it in the last video I made, but that one I made so quick just showing off the Cape Cod razor that it slipped my mind again. But Michael, thank you. I love this case. It's what I wanted so much for it. I wanted it to be complete, and you gave it a home. Thank you. I appreciate it. Last announcement, but not least, and these are going to come into effect. You've already seen them. If I decided to play that video in the intro, if not, you're seeing it right now. But these amazing stands for the Advent soaps and splashes. These were made by Evan Sanders, and you saw me look down at my note because I'm trying to be smart. Evan Sanders, these are great. Now these have a little hole where you can mount them some way, shape, or form if you want to, whether on a wall or something. I have them right up here on the top of my shave fridge. You can see all 11 days because I've got day one right here. Um, these are great. Now he's got a new design that stacks as well, and I won these in a giveaway on the PAA fan club in Facebook page fan club. Highly suggest you join that one if you're a fan of Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. So much happens in their announcements and a lot of information. There's the PA database. If you're not familiar with it, come on in there, ask me or Brian Foley, and we'll walk you over and show it to you. But it is the end all be all archive of as many, if not all, PAA and former prior to PAA releases, as much as can be accumulated and quantified so far. Many of them with photos of the different labels and stuff like that too. So it is a wonderful, wonderful source of information. And whenever you ask a question of when something's coming out or when something smells like, and you haven't checked the PA database, be prepared for a comment from Brian Foley about where you can go find that information. Boy, that went off on a tangent, but thank you so much, Evan Sanders. I believe he is about to try to sell these. So I do plan on picking up a stackable set. I do like these for display. These are great for shave of the day display as well, but for more compact storage, I think I'm gonna get a set of the stackables. As you can see, I am running out of room back here. I got to figure out something for that. It was a great it was a great idea while it lasted, But I, guys, I have a problem. Uh, and the first step's admitting that problem. Correct. Rapid shave soap accumulation syndrome is definitely rampant, guys. Let's move on. We are doing my and this is just me. This is my rankings. This isn't best to worst. This isn't uh all of these I will purchase. Every one of these. I am so blown away that that PAA went 12 for 12 in my opinion on these soaps. But this ranking is just my opinion. I have a line in the sand drawn of what I'm going to buy, full complements of everything, and some I'll probably just get the soap and splash, and I usually add the star jelly because I can't go without star jelly. But that doesn't mean I won't change my mind. In trying to prepare this ranking, a lot of them moved up and down quite a bit. In fact, all of them did except for, I would say, the top 4. Um, well, 4 to 5 because position 5 switched a lot between 2. And, uh, and it's really weird where one of those ended up, and we'll get to that. So let's go ahead and get this started. I don't want this video to be too long. I'm not gonna go into the scents and all that. You got all that in my initial impressions, and I read the scent notes. I'm just gonna talk real quick about each one. So we're gonna start from the bottom and work our way up to my favorite, and all of these are wonderful. I will shave with all of these. I will empty these sample jars, and but we're gonna start with number 12. Number 12 is gonna be Organism 46B. This one is just like everybody said. You notice if you watch my video, first thing I said was chocolate, but kind of a cheap chocolate. Well, once someone mentioned Tootsie Roll, that is like eureka. That's it. It is Tootsie Roll. And what I mean by cheap chocolate, I didn't mean bad chocolate, just, not it wasn't Lindt or it wasn't some other kind of high-end or Godiva or any of that. Um, but yeah, it is straight up Tootsie Roll with all the other wonderful scents. I like it a lot. It is a very fun one. Um, I will purchase the soap and splash of this and probably yeah, and definitely the star jelly because I can see layering this. This is one that I would layer probably a lot, similar to Rabid Banana, similar to quite a few others I have. Irish coffee, I layer that one with many scents. My favorite is with Atomic Age Bay Rum, but I'm not trying to go off on a tangent again. I call it Coffee by the Bay, by the way. Give it a try. But I can see layering this one for sure. So for me, it's a must have. They all 12 are a must have, but in different levels. Well, moving on. Number 11, and this one might be a little controversial. And like I said, these are not the ones at the bottom aren't bad, aren't don't mean I'm not gonna buy them. I have my own reasons that I rank them the way I did. This one is wonderful, but I know a lot of people really this one really blew their minds and they want it immediately. And that is Christmas Whiskey Wonderland. I loved it. My only not really even issue. This is not a daily wear for me, and it's not because of the scent itself, it's because of the strength of it. When I came out of the bathroom, I was going to talk to my daughter to see what she thought, and she cut me off before I even opened my mouth. She said, "Don't worry, I can smell you from here. I smelled you before you left your bedroom." This one is, for me, so strong, and my daughter concurred. Um, and that's definitely not a bad thing, but it's just not a daily driver, and that's kind of where my rankings went to. Is it one I would use daily? Is it one I would want to reach out daily? This one I like. This one I will get a soap splash and star jelly. Um, and it is quite enjoyable. And I'm gonna have to sniff every one of these. Sorry. But man, that whiskey is so real. So real. That was that one it's one thing that blew me away. The whiskey in this, I could feel the vapors as if I was sniffing my old fashioned. I could feel the vapors in the back of my throat. But I know it was mental, but it was such a real whiskey scent, or is such a real whiskey scent. So good. Just for me, very strong. Um, Next, number 11. This one rose up and down my list a lot. It's a must-have, soap, splash, and jelly. That's another one that I think would be a great one to layer. Um, I had it very high in my ranking for a while, but as I kept coming back and sniffing these so I can put my ranking together and become more familiar with these scents, and I would wear a few of the splashes every now and then on the back of my hand again. This one just moved all over the place, so I think it hits me different in different days. But it's definitely a must-have, and by the time I this one does come out, if it does come out, I may change my mind and buy everything, but for now, it's a soap, splash, and jelly, and that is the grapefruit coconut vanilla. This one is very for me, again, all of this is for me and my nose. This one is very coconut heavy, which I love. Um, and it's not like suntan lotion coconut. No, it is a really, really good coconut scent, and the vanilla just deepens it and sweetens it. And I know I said I wasn't gonna get into talking about the scents, but then that grapefruit comes through, more in the splash than in the soap, and that citrus turns that deep, sweet, almost dark coconut, um, into this shining light, that was just so wonderful. I think wearing it is what increases it in my list more than just smelling it off the puck. Some of these, and as all of you know, those of you that have been doing this for a while know, sometimes smelling it off the puck or smelling it off the bottle doesn't do it justice. That's why I was dabbing some on the back of my hand when I was trying to rank these. This took me a while to do because there's 12 of them. Next one is another real fun one, another layer. Big apps. Straight up, man, this is probably one of the best green apples. As I mentioned, and just right now, it just took me back to my little league baseball days with a pocket of super bubble gum, green apple bubble gum in the back of my pocket. This one is so fun. This one takes me on a journey. This one, the second that scent hits my nose, sends me on a trip back in time. Um, Man, I smile every time I smell this one. It is so good. Definitely soap splash and jelly for that one. Um, some of these will probably get a bar soap as well. I can kind of see myself wanting a bar soap of this, especially for the summer. I can see that that would be a great way to start a base layer of something. Apple goes with so much stuff, and this one isn't a crazy green apple. It's super sweet. It's slightly on the candy side, not 100% for me. I've smelled some that were really candy, like Jolly Rancher type. This one's not quite Jolly Rancher. This one's a little more subdued than that, in my opinion. Not quite as maybe not quite as tart is what I'm getting at. All right, moving on. So now this is where the line's drawn. Now I know we've only done four, but everything after this, I'm buying everything I can get my hands on if and when they release. All right. That is how good this year's calendar was. I didn't participate in the last ones. I've heard the stories, but man, this one raised the bar tremendously, in my opinion, on any other advent calendar. I think this is one to put down in the history books so far of advent calendars for PAA. This one is agua dulce or dolce or however you want to pronounce it. I know. Excuse me. Sorry. Let me get a quick drink here. I've been slightly under the weather today. I don't know if I'm getting sick or not. My sinuses and my throat have been acting up, so probably. Um, Agua Dolce. I know, Douglas corrected me on how to pronounce that, but I'm sorry, that's just how I say it. I apologize, Douglas. This one, I ran out and bought Florida water right after using this the same day. Of course, it's very, very. Of course, now I'm all stuffy. I was just sniffing these before, and now I'm all stuffy. And it's going to be hard for me to smell them. It is so refreshing. This one is not gonna be able to be beat on a hot summer day. Oh, I forgot to mention, I've got them written down, I wasn't mentioning it. Organism 46B was day 7. That was the first one. That was my number 12. Number 11 was Christmas Whiskey Wonderland, that was day 2. Number 10 was Grapefruit Coconut Vanilla, that was day 10. and number 9 was Big Apps, and that was day 9. This one was day 4, and the first thing I thought was, "Man, a hot Texas summer day, this is what I'm reaching for." And full compliment, bar soap, deodorant if he comes out with it, if there's a cube, I'm using that. You name it, soap, splash, balm. This one is just it's you feel re-energized on this, and if you haven't tried Florida water, geez, I don't know why I waited so long to buy a bottle, it's so cheap. I've known about it for a long time, I should have bought it, you know, don't wait, go get you a bottle. But when this comes out, don't wait either. This is, I think, gonna be it's not gonna beat out my Garden of Bali, or as I like to call it, Garden of Berry, but it is right up there with that. This one is wonderful. Um, I didn't note which one of these were new and old. I'll try to remember. I do know Organism 46B was a return. Christmas Whiskey Wonderland was new. Um, Grapefruit Coconut Vanilla was a return. Big Apps was a return. And Agua Dolce is a return. Um, Next up is number 7. Uh, why is that sitting over there? Okay, I see. Next up is number 7. Now, this one is the one I was talking about earlier that kept trading places from number 2 to number 3 to where it's currently at number 7. I know that's a big jump, and like I said, I coming back to them, I was starting to get different. My nose was getting familiar and more mature with some of these other scents, and this one is still way up there in my opinion. The number really doesn't mean anything. I'm just putting them in the order of the last time I put my nose on these, which was today. Um, and this one just moved around. It never hit spot 4, 5, and 6 looking at my notes, because 'cause I've got all my scribbles of where I moved them all. But it did hit 2 and 3 quite often, but it's now at number 7. And, well, let's just get to it. It is, make sure I still have these in the right order. Sorry, I stacked them right. Whistling Dixie. This one may upset a few people, but again, this is my ranking. Again, this is a must buy for me, and I think for almost everyone else, but, and I'm getting full boat on this, and it is so good, and it wears so much differently, um, than off the puck, but, and it's glorious in both. This one was such a surprise, and this is a return one too. This one was day 11, um, and it's revamped. It was originally just called Dixie, and then it came back revamped as Whistling Dixie, and I never had my nose on the original, but man, this one is so good. I am again buying everything. I'm gonna be so broke this year if all these come out. You know, I focused on seasonals last year, and this year I was gonna focus on the core items. And I don't know if I'm gonna be able to if all these come out. Jeez, I'm hurting. I have a problem. All right. Number 6 was day 5. And this one was a return too. Yeah, Deja Fougere. This one surprised me. Um, I did not know this scent existed. It was such a surprise. Man, I had to go back when I came home and I had to reapply the splash because I wanted this scent in my life again. This is another one that's going to get a full boat of everything. I'm gonna need a new house. I'm gonna need a storage shed, something. This is gonna hurt. Time to purge, I guess. Um, Next up, this is another one that moved between number 2, number 3, and where it's at now, number 5. This one was a new one, and man, this one is so fun, and that is snowballing. Um, this one could really be up in number 2 or number 3. Um, I have a couple particular reasons why number 2 and number 3 are what they are, but God, this one is so crisp and fresh, very clean. It's another one. I mean, I would wear this year round, but it's another one I can see on a hot Texas summer day. I'm reaching for this one. I think the only thing lacking, I think this, especially called Snowballer, um, I would like a touch of menthol in this, but I can do that. I've got the crystals, I've got the chill mill, I've got all different ways to mentholate it, but I think this would really become something incredible with a little bit of menthol in it. It doesn't even have to be heavy, just a little bit, just to give that little chill to it. And in fact, I'm going to try that the next time I shave with it. All right, next one. This one battled for first, actually, and this one is something special, guys. This one set the mood for the whole Advent, and it set the bar sky high, in my opinion. You know what it is? Day one, Blue Moon Bay Rum. This one, oh Lord, these next ones and this one included are gold tier, in my opinion. These are a must-have in your den, these next four, and including Blue Moon Bay Rum. If you don't like Bay Rum or have had troubles with regular Bay Rums, this is one to get to give yourself a try. Buy a sample if and when this comes out. I'm almost positive this one's going to because it was so well liked on day one. Um, it is such a beautiful, beautiful bay rum. Um, I don't know what else to say about it except you need it. So, man, I was so amazed, man, when I opened that first door, got my nose on it, shaved with it. I was like, it's got to be all downhill from here. There's no way Doug and Fran can keep that level through all 12 days. There's got to be many doors of disappointment coming up. But there wasn't. There wasn't, not one. Incredible. But yeah, that one really, really set the stage and set the mood and the atmosphere for this year's advent calendar. And the rest of the calendar did not disappoint. The rest of the calendar came to compete as well. Well, maybe not compete, but came to party as well for this advent. Next one is one of my super favorites. I am such a barbershop fan. Those of you that know me, um, I love a good barbershop, and it's going to be day eight's ATG. This one is in my top three for a reason, and it's because it's amazing. This one I will buy extras of when I get the full boat. Uh, I don't know what more to say other than what I said in my video already when I shaved with it. My feelings and thoughts haven't changed. It's incredible. Moving on to number two, this one was day three, and a lot of you saw that I actually searched out an OG set of this, and that's Oubliette. Um, this one, guys, this is very similar to ESP. This is one that I would consider my scent. This one is incredible. It is it's a must-have. This is another one I'll buy extras of. Um, I'll purchase a fresh tub of this. Looking forward. Hopefully, it stays with this label. I really like that label. Maybe it'll have a new label. I'm not sure. We shall see if and when these come out. But this one, Douglas, has to come out. It has to. We cannot deny the people. I know you can only do so many, but I think this year, the so many you're doing, it just has to be the Advent ones. That brings us to my number one. You should deduce what it is by now. You saw me shave with it today with my New Year's wish that this one comes out with a full complement of everything, and that is Christmas Tome. This one, day 12, the last day. I thought I knew what my favorite was. I thought Blue Moon Bay Rum was my favorite, but then came Snowballer. And then I thought Snowballer was my favorite, but then came ATG, and I thought ATG was it, man. Nothing's gonna be then. Oubliette came out earlier too. That's the one that took out Blue Moon Bay Rum. And but man, and then Whistling Dixie I thought was my favorite, and that was day 11. I was like, there's no way day 12 has to be the day of disappointment. It has to. It has to be the letdown. There's no way they're going 12 for 12. Not only did it not let me down, but this wonderful teakwood masterpiece is is mine. This is my 2025 scent as soon as it comes out, and the sooner the better because I want to wear this all year long. Um, this one is it's my number one. I like it a lot. So that's it, guys. That's my ranking. I wasn't going to go into a lot of detail. I haven't had a lot of time to actually go through and shave with all these again, but I have worn them all on the back of my hand again and try to make myself as familiar as I can. Um, I will be using these throughout the year, up until if and when any of them release. And if anything idea changes or anything comes out new, I'll mention. I'll bring it back up. But that's it. I think I got all my announcements out, and that's my video for today. Let me know what your rankings are. At least give me your top 4 or 5, down below. I'd like to know, those of you that got the advent calendar, what your top ones are at least. And plus, it'd be great information for Douglas so he knows what he probably should put in order to release. Anyway, find your peace in what and where you can. We'll see you next time on the Texan Shaves. Have a wonderful new year. Goodbye.